Hello, and welcome to the Polk County Public Schools Virtual Job Fair. This brief presentation is a broad and general overview of some of the important certification and compliance components that we want to inform you of before being hired into your new teaching position. You'll be able to seek more in-depth information by stopping by the certification booth in this chat event. Once a principal hires you and makes you a candidate, the certification team will review your credentials and you will fall into one of three hiring status categories. You can either be hired as a full salaried teacher, a provisional substitute, or you may be placed on hold before being cleared to begin employment. We are going to use Ron, Ann, and John as examples. Ron is eligible to be hired as a full salaried teacher because he already holds a valid Florida Educator Certificate in the coverage required for the position he is being hired into. If Ron didn't have his certificate yet, he could still be hired as a full salaried teacher as long as he has an active application on file with the FLDOE and they have deemed him eligible. Ann, on the other hand, will start as a provisional substitute because she has not yet been deemed eligible by the Florida Department of Education. Ann does, however, have an active application on file with Polk County Public Schools, an active application with the FLDOE, she has already paid the application fee, and her official bachelor degree transcripts are documented at the DOE. If you don't qualify to be hired as a full salaried teacher or a provisional sub, you will be placed on hold like John. John will receive an email from his certification specialist outlining what he will need to complete in order to begin employment. John will not be able to start teaching until he fulfills the requirements outlined in the email from his certification specialist. After you apply for a teaching certificate with the Florida Department of Education and after they evaluate your credentials, you will receive a statement of status of eligibility from the FLDOE. This statement outlines all of the requirements needed for issuance of a 3-year non-renewable temporary certificate or a 5-year professional certificate. This is a sample of what a statement of status of eligibility can look like. It is very important that when you receive this, you read this document in its entirety to understand all requirements necessary for you to complete in order to get your Florida Educator Certificate. Please keep in mind that every SOE is different and the requirements listed on it are specific for you based on your background and credentials. If the FLDOE deems you eligible for a temporary certificate, this means that you will have to complete all requirements listed on your SOE to move from the temporary certificate to a professional. Please pay special attention to the dates listed on your temporary certificate, specifically to the expiration date, so you know when all requirements must be completed. Some requirements that you may need to complete to obtain the professional are the General Knowledge Exam, the Professional Education Test, the Subject Area Exam, completion of a Professional Education Competence Program, and/or additional semester hours in education courses. Your statement of eligibility will outline what requirements you will need to complete. In some cases, you may be eligible to receive a professional certificate once you apply with the FLDOE. Applicants who typically receive their professional without having to hold a temporary first are normally those who have graduated from a college of education or who come from a different state where they held a professional certificate. The FLDOE is the entity who determines eligibility, not the district certification office. After you begin teaching, you may be placed out of field. Out of field means that a teacher is assigned teaching duties in a class dealing with subject matter that is outside the field in which the teacher is certified. Here in Polk County, some of the common areas that teachers go out of field in are reading, gifted, educational leadership, and ESOL. To recap, remember Ron, Ann, and John. If you receive an email stating that you are being hired as a provisional sub like Ann, or if you were put on hold like John, be sure to reference that email and complete all necessary requirements outlined by your specialist. Also remember to reference your statement of status of eligibility that you received from the FLDOE. Thank you for your interest in Polk County Public Schools. We hope the certification information provided was helpful as you begin your journey as a teacher with PCPS. Please visit our certification booth during this event or reach out to our General Certification Office email if you have additional questions. Thank you and best of luck to each and every one of you.